goodness! It's a brand new week! And Cody Rhodes still has his soul. But the question is, whose soul will The Rock actually get? Could it be Seth Rollins? I could very well see Seth Rollins giving his soul to The Rock. Is it Drew McIntyre? After his recent struggles, I could see McIntyre giving his soul to The Rock. What about Punk? CM Punk, who foreshadowed tonight that he will show everybody, including Cody Rhodes, that he is the devil. Oh, my goodness. I see you, Phil. I see you, brother. Cody Rhodes addresses The Rock and the bizarre promo that was on Friday Night SmackDown. And we have new women's tag team champions, but no Jade Cargill. I guess maybe we'll see her after the chamber. Anyway, guys, it's Monday night, and it feels good to be in the venue on a Monday night. And when I walk through those doors, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for February 24th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be. Two things before we get started tonight. I want to send my condolences to a VIP here on the live streams, in the chat, every single stream she shows up. I want to send my condolences to the OTS Tribal Chief who donated tonight and sent in a 38-month message. She is now 38 months in the VIP section here on the podcast. My dad passed away this morning peacefully. Just wanted to personally thank you, JD, Guardian of Chaos, and the entire OTS family. OTS for life. If you guys can do me and everybody in the venue a solid and send some prayer emojis to OTS Tribal Chief, whether that's privately or here in the chat, please make sure you guys do that. My thoughts and prayers go out to you, Tribal Chief. That is Tribal Queen. Sorry. I am terribly sorry for the unbelievable loss of your parent, of your dad. That is, I'm actually, I can't even fathom. I can't even fathom that. So OTS Tribal Queen, make sure you guys send her a prayer emoji. I am terribly sorry for your loss. And we are here. If you need anything here from the chat, you guys know that we are a family here. So please send her your condolences. And once again, OTS Tribal Queen, we are thinking about you. And we are here for you no matter what. Whatever you need, we are here for you. Thank you guys very much. Secondly, there is a news report going around right now. And it just came across my feed about a half an hour ago. I've seen some of the Twitch family start talking about it tonight. And I said, no, I did not hear anything in regards to this story. But apparently, a lot of people are getting antsy and starting to ask questions. Apparently, on 83 weeks with Conrad Thompson and Eric Bischoff, Conrad said he's heard rumors about Vince McMahon hiring a bunch of former WWE executives. He's also heard that Vince has had conversations with cameramen who have had experience shooting wrestling. Bischoff says he's heard some of the same things, but he still can't wrap his head around it. Both Eric and Conrad don't see how Fox would be interested in wrestling after moving on from WWE. Eric then asked, what if Fox is a partner? Right now, it's just rumors, but there are a lot of things where you can connect the dots. Everybody thinks Vince McMahon's going to be starting up another wrestling promotion when he is free and clear to get back to work after the Janelle Grant lawsuit. I don't want to say it's impossible for him to get back into pro wrestling because we never know what the snake will do. I don't trust him at all. But apparently this is in the news, and I'm going to let it sit. I don't have any interest in seeing an 80-year-old Vince McMahon run anything pro wrestling related, though I would find it humorous, to say the least, and I'm sure I could make a boatload of money here on YouTube covering said show. But I don't want to will it into existence. So we will not really speak on it because I don't have the connects that Bischoff and Conrad had. They may have heard something else. I don't know. But apparently this is in the news tonight. So if you guys see it floating around, I wouldn't really give it too much thought. I wouldn't give it too much energy. He isn't doing anything right now until he and his team come up with a settlement for Janelle Grant and the lawsuit, or worse, they throw him behind bars, which is hoping for the best for everybody. And that's the result that I wish for. Have him go away forever. So that is in the news. I don't know if you guys seen that at all. So that is the latest there. And once again, OTS Tribal Queen, thoughts and prayers and condolences to you and yours. Monday Night Raw. The reason why you guys are here. Monday night, solid show tonight. Go-home show for the Elimination Chamber. We got some developments heading into Saturday's show, which is shaping up to be a very newsworthy show. We have the final match, the final championship match to be determined. Of the two championship matches, Cody Rhodes is still looking for an opponent, and it will be by way of the Elimination Chamber. The Rock has definitely made things a lot more interesting and opened up a lot more potential for story. No matter how bizarre the promo was on Friday night, it opened up a bunch of possibilities. And it definitely ushered in a lot of excitement. Excitement and unpredictability that just a week ago we did not have. You guys know how I feel. We talked about it on Friday. Thank you guys very much for all the support. We did mega numbers on Friday. I said, what if CM Punk goes and turns into corporate Punk? The possibility is certainly there. The possibility is there for Drew McIntyre to turn corporate. He's got every reason to do so. He's got some sort of weird relationship with The Rock as well, as we have seen in these little instances. Rock gave him a sword sitting at a dinner table when he re-signed with the WWE about a year and a half ago. The Rock and Drew McIntyre crossed paths on the January 6th episode of Monday Night Raw as they debuted on Netflix. And Drew murmured something into Rock's ear, and The Rock back at him. And The Rock told him, don't worry, I'll take care of that for you. It could be Drew McIntyre, who turns into corporate McIntyre. CM Punk, corporate Punk. We've talked about Cody and him potentially going heel and accepting The Rock's offer. No, that's not happening. Cody is not turning heel. There's no reason for him to do so, and he's the hottest babyface in the entire company next to Jey Uso. He's the face of the company. He's not. Not yet, anyway. Someone who is very similar to Cody Rhodes, and vice versa, is John Cena. John Cena. Number 17 is looming. He's already said that him winning the Chamber and main eventing WrestleMania and winning number 17 is best for business. He said this at the Royal Rumble press show or press conference, post-show media scrum. John Cena winning number 17 is best for business. Are we going to see corporate Cena? Are we going to see heel Cena? The answer is no. There is no reason to take Cody or John Cena and turn them heel. One is the WWE champion and the face of the company, and the other is still a huge merchandise seller, big money draw, face of the company times 20, and John Cena is not going to usher in a final year in professional wrestling as a full-time performer and then go heel in the last year. If John Cena was going to go heel, he would have already done so. We're not going to see him chase number 17 as a heel. Now, I could be completely off base and completely wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then, obviously, we have Logan Paul in the chamber. He's not turning corporate. He's already corporate. I don't know what he does at WrestleMania. The rumors are AJ Styles. I don't know what he does, nor do I really care at this point. And then Damian Priest. No, Damian Priest is not turning into corporate Priest. The field for the chamber is set, and the possibilities are McIntyre, Cena, Rollins, and Punk. Cody is not turning heel. Cena's not turning heel. Rollins turning heel, there's a small sliver of a chance I could see it. McIntyre, I put him at second place. After tonight, I still am going with CM Punk as the one to turn heel. And I know you guys, a lot of people, looked at what I did on Friday. I posted it on TikTok. It went viral over on TikTok for a little bit. 25,000 views or so with that clip on TikTok. We did almost 2,500 likes with the clip on X. 300,000 impressions from the clip alone. There are a lot of people that want to see CM Punk turn heel. There are a lot of people that want to see Punk go corporate because it would be one hell of a fucking shakeup and it would be one hell of a WrestleMania moment. Going back to the days when Austin shook McMahon's hand and they were an alliance. Now, granted, Austin has said that he would go back and redo that because he didn't think it was the best decision now looking back on it. But CM Punk and him and what this means to him and what WrestleMania means to him and the WWE Championship and main eventing WrestleMania means to him, man, would that be one hell of a fucking moment. I said, if John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber, CM Punk could cash in the favor to Paul Heyman. Have Paul Heyman go to The Rock and get Punk in the main event of WrestleMania against Cena. Cena-Punk night 1. Winner gets Cody on night 2. Punk and Cody night 2. Punk wins the WWE title as The Rock's champion. Punk is the one that ends up selling his soul. John Cena chases. He wins number 17 from Punk at SummerSlam. And then John Cena secures number 17, only to lose it to Randy Orton, who then takes the title from him in his very last match. And then for next year, we build Randy versus Cody for the WWE Championship. We could very well see that happen. I laid it out for you. There's another instance here. There's another instance here that I want to bring to your attention. And it still concerns CM Punk. CM Punk and John Cena are the two names here that I definitely see coming into play at the Elimination Chamber. Instead of John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber, how about CM Punk winning the Elimination Chamber? CM Punk wins the chamber. Cody denies The Rock and says, no, I don't want to give you my soul. I don't. We end up getting Rock and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 for the WWE Championship because it was a little too obvious that when Rock says it's not about that, I want that, he's pointing to the WWE Championship. We all know The Rock wants the WWE Championship. I mean, he's said so, and he's definitely portrayed so on the Raw after Mania last year. He held the Cody physically handed him the championship. Cody physically handed him the WWE Championship, and the man was holding the title over his shoulder, lusting after the championship. What if CM Punk wins the chamber, goes to WrestleMania, gets his main event, and like the meme it is, Rock takes it away from him. Rock takes it away from him. He challenges Cody for the WWE Championship. Rock, Cody, WrestleMania, WWE Championship on the line. Punk wins the chamber. What is he left to do? Rock is standing in his way. Do we get Punk and Rock night 1 WrestleMania? No, we don't. We don't. If Rock wants to push his power and bully everybody with his power and take the chamber away from everybody that's there, including Punk, and put himself in the WWE Championship match, Punk wins the chamber, goes to Paul Heyman, tells Heyman, I'm cashing in my favor. I need you to do me a favor now. And that favor is for Roman to take care of Rock at WrestleMania, get him out of the main event so Punk can go wrestle Cody in the main event of night 2 at WrestleMania. So that way we get Punk and Cody, and then we get Rock Roman. Rock Roman on night 1, Punk and Cody on night 2 for the WWE Championship. There's your double main event for WrestleMania. Punk beats Cody. Punk is the new WWE Champion, and then we get a favor right back to Roman because Roman's probably going to ask for a favor from Punk, and then we get Punk and Roman for the WWE Championship at some point in the summer of Punk. That's also a possibility as well. That's also a possibility for Punk to cash in his favor. I don't know why we're going to wait for Punk to cash in his favor. I mean, this happened back before the Survivor Series. Why are we going to hold on to this favor? I mean, this is as good of a time as any to cash in the favor? Why are we going to wait like it's a fucking Money in the Bank contract and cash in the favor? This is WrestleMania. There's no bigger event to cash in a fucking favor. There's no bigger event to ask for a favor than WrestleMania. Now, the reason why I say this is because tonight we got Cody Rhodes addressing The Rock's promo. We're going to get into what Cody said about The Rock. Seth Rollins was advertised for a CM Punk, Logan Paul stare down or a conference of sorts before the Chamber. Rollins didn't show up. It was just Punk and Logan Paul. Rollins had bigger things to worry about. He's not worrying about Punk. He's already eyeing Cody. So he showed up in Cody's segment, which made a lot more sense. After Cody is talking about this looming decision at the Elimination Chamber, Rollins was there to be the good angel in the good angel, bad angel situation. We all know Rollins' history of turning his back on friends and betrayal. I don't see Rollins betraying anybody. It would completely go against everything that he has said. And honestly, I don't really care to see a corporate Rollins with a Rock. I don't. We've seen that already. We've seen him as a corporate stooge. I don't want to see that again. And everything that we've seen last year, I don't want it to go to waste. I don't. Rollins was the MVP of WrestleMania last year. Rollins is basically the one who saved WrestleMania. Rollins is the one who helped Cody. He was Cody's shield. Why would you take that all away and make it mean absolutely nothing? I'm still eyeing Punk over Rollins in that situation. But Rollins is out there telling him, what the fuck is your problem? What is your problem? How could you even possibly think about this past Friday? I don't want you to waste my time. Everything that I gave to you, I don't want you to flush down the fucking toilet. He basically said in oh so many words. But Cody threw it back at him. I know what you're about. I know who you are. I know what you did to Roman. I know what you did to Ambrose. I know what you've done throughout your career. But you were also the one that said you were going to be my shield, and you lived up to that, and you ended up being the MVP to help my family achieve their dream. I don't see it happening. I don't. Even after tonight's fantastic segment between Cody and Rollins, I'm still sticking to my guns. Cody is going to deny The Rock. Cody is going to say no. He has to say no. Cody saying yes does not make any sense at all. Rollins saying yes does not make any sense at all. The only two people that make sense in this situation are Punk and McIntyre. And Punk is the one that stands out the most because he has said from day one, he is not here to make friends. He is here to main event WrestleMania. He is here to win the WWE Championship. And he is here to make money. And tonight he said very devilishly, Cody's going to soon find out that I am the devil. I mean, that's one hell of a fucking foreshadowing. We're going to get into that segment. I thought that was easily, by far and away, the best part of Monday Night Raw. Cody and Rollins brought the fire. Loved it. We got a tag team title match that main evented tonight with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez challenging Bianca Belair and Naomi. But no Jade Cargill and no follow-up on the story. But we do have new tag team champions. Penta, Ludwig Kaiser, and Pete Dunne. More New Day shenanigans. Braun Breaker and Dominic Mysterio. We got a lot going on this Monday night. Plus Lyra and Dakota Kai for the Intercontinental Championship. We got a lot to get into tonight, and we are going to talk about it all right here on Monday night. Thank you guys very much for all your support. We are 300 subscribers away. 300 subscribers away from 167,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to hit that subscribe button down below, I would really appreciate it. While you're doing that, please hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes tonight on the stream here on YouTube. Also, shout out to my X family, shout out to my Twitch family, and my family over on TikTok. Thank you guys very much. We are everywhere, man. We're taking over this year. It's going to be the biggest WrestleMania season of all time. for the podcast and for the channel. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up over on YouTube here. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. It's the best way to support the show. And let's finish this final week off of February, man. Let's end it with a bang. Go check out all the content on the channel we uploaded today. 30 minutes plus, talking about the comical Ryan Nemeth. Who? Dolph's brother, Ryan Nemeth. The other Nemeth. The irrelevant Nemeth. Oh, okay. Yeah, go check that out. We talk about this comedy lawsuit that he is apparently suing AEW and CM Punk. Go check that out. Laugh along with me, will you? And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys go get your free sample on me. Courtesy of the podcast, all you got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Monday night. Let's get into the start of the show here. CM Punk and Logan Paul. Tonight they were in Cincinnati, Ohio, the Heritage Bank Center. 12,267 tickets out the door, according to WrestleTix. Logan Paul made his way out to the ring. Obviously disliked by the fan base, even though he is from Cleveland. He talked about arriving in dreary, gray, depressing Cincinnati. He said the fans are a product of that. I would assume so. What is there to do in Cincinnati? Said he wanted to turn around and go home. But then he changed his mind and said he'd go to Cincinnati and perform in front of the peasants because I am just that humble, he says. He went into some local sports insults, which every heel usually does in every major sports city. And then talked about how he will defeat 3 doorknobs and John Cena at the Elimination Chamber. He says then he'll go on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania and win the WWE title and become the face of WWE. He was obviously interrupted by CM Punk. Obviously loud CM Punk chants. Punk is in the ring. Logan's in the ring, face to face. Before anybody says, and before anybody gets scared, is CM Punk and Logan Paul on the horizon for WrestleMania 41? No. No, WWE's not going to do Logan Paul and CM Punk at WrestleMania. I would find that to be utterly, and I mean utterly ridiculous. After everything we've seen Punk say and do, and then he gets Logan Paul at WrestleMania, give me a break. That is not in the play. That is not in the cards, per se. Logan and Punk is not happening at WrestleMania, so don't worry. I'm pretty confident in that. Logan asks Punk, though, what is his problem with him? Punk's facial expressions here made me legitimately LOL. I mean, you saw Punk go from just fucking this inquisitive face, thinking, smiling, smirking. He had like 1,000 fucking things running through his head. And every single thought that he had, he knew he couldn't say on live television. He had to choose his words very wisely. He says he must be jealous because he succeeds at everything, does Logan. And he tries while Punk fails at everything he tries at. Is that why you don't like me, Punk? Punk says he doesn't know him well enough to have that opinion, but he seems to be a dime a dozen, loudmouth kid who does incredibly stupid and ignorant things for a reaction and the shock of it. He says he doesn't have character or substance, yet you think you're a generational talent. The fans deserve better. Now, am I the only one? Am I the only one who thought that maybe he was looking at Logan Paul, but looking at MJF in the mirror? I legitimately thought that this was a word for word, just MJF lashing. Kind of sounds like he was describing MJF on Monday night, not Logan Paul. Logan mocked Punk and then said when Punk came back, it was one of the biggest returns in history. Punk said, yeah, it was. He said then Punk, cracked under the pressure and tore his little triceps. He says he couldn't handle the pressure. Logan said Punk is familiar to the people like Stone Cold, John Cena, etc. He says the inevitable fact is that the name just changes. He said now that he's a full-timer, it's only a matter of time before they're chanting his name. They booed. And then he yelled, chanting my name. They booed again. Then they started chanting CM Punk's name. Punk told Logan he won't be around long enough to make history or for the fans to remember who he is. He said, in this business, he is Satan and Logan is a nobody. They had a face-to-face stare down. Logan acted like he was about to go back away and then slapped Punk and bailed out quickly. He was heard muttering, oopsie, are you okay? Punk told him to run while he still has legs that work. He says when he gets his hands on him, he'll understand why they chant his name. And in 5 days, you will be locked in a steel cage with CM Punk. Punk ended up bleeding from the mouth because of the slap by Logan Paul. Now, I don't know what had happened here. It didn't look like a slap that would cause bleeding of the mouth from Paul to CM Punk. So one of three things happened here. One, a tooth got knocked loose, and Punk might have loosened a tooth or gotten a tooth knocked out with the slap from Logan Paul. That's option one. I don't think that was the case, but it still could very well be the case. Number two, it was a situation where he bit his lip upon slap, and it was just a little blood because CM Punk, as the slap came across his face, bit his lip or his tongue. That could be a possibility as well. Number three, it was a little blood capsule, and they wanted a blood capsule effect, blood effect off the slap to sell the Elimination Chamber and the issues between Punk and Logan Paul. That's also an option as well. I don't think that's the option. I think that's a little unnecessary for something like this. So I'm going to go with option B here. I do think Punk either bit his lip or bit his tongue when the slap happened from Logan Paul. Not that big of a deal, but it was a little, oh shit, he's bleeding type of moment. Not that big of a deal. I like this. A lot of people are like, get Logan Paul off TV. I can't stand him. He's got go away heat. I can't stand listening to him, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you're going to have to get used to it. Logan Paul generates good heat. He's a good promo. He's excellent in the ring. Logan Paul has already showed you why he belongs in the ring with everybody that's in that chamber on Saturday afternoon. That is not a question. I just don't know where he fits into the WrestleMania plans. I know they teased AJ Styles. We could very well see that. I don't know if that's going to be the case. You know, I don't really have any interest in that. I think that's actually beneath both guys, even though it'll probably end up being a great match. I don't know what the situation is there. They haven't really told that story this year so far. But as far as Punk and Logan Paul, everybody's like, why are they out there on Monday night? Are they teasing anything beyond the Elimination Chamber? No, they're not. Logan Paul's going to get into his own shit on Saturday afternoon. CM Punk is going to have bigger things, bigger priorities to worry about. WWE title, Cody Rhodes, The Rocks, John Cena. He's not going to wrestle Logan Paul at WrestleMania, so I think everybody that is worried about that, kind of calm your nerves. I don't see WWE doing that. That would be a huge disappointment for CM Punk at WrestleMania. I don't want to see that personally. I'm assuming it will happen this year, being that they're both on Raw. But I don't really see that happening. at WrestleMania. But I thought this was a good back and forth. Really set the tone for the Chamber. Both guys, everybody wants to win the Chamber, but specifically both of these guys. Logan's a big name. Punk is going to have a major priority role at WrestleMania, and this was a good interaction between the two. And not the only interaction that we've gotten between these two. Happened before the Rumble, and now it's happening before the Chamber. So I like the energy between both. This was a very good open to Raw. Opening match. Penta, Ludwig Kaiser, and Pete Dunne. Triple threat match here. A very good showcase for all three guys. But there was only one thing that was very predictable in this match, and Pete Dunne was the predictable one. To basically take the loss here, eat the pin, while Penta and Ludwig Kaiser basically are the ones that are protected. Now, Penta has not lost a match yet. He has not lost a one-on-one match in WWE. He did not win this match, though he did not get pinned, so he was not pinned in this match. Kaiser gets the win over Pete Dunne and Penta. Very good showcase between these three guys. I could see all three guys factoring in to a potential Intercontinental Championship program at WrestleMania. I am not one who wants to see multi-man matches at WrestleMania, but I could absolutely see WWE going the way of multi-man match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. And all three of these guys would certainly be involved. Now, Penta did not get pinned, but if you want to look at the line sheet, you're going to see Penta suffering his first WWE loss, but it doesn't really count towards his singles record, which WWE is really protecting him for. But he did lose this match. Cole, he called this a first-time ever triple threat, which is true, but Penta hasn't really wrestled anybody but these two guys through the first month and a half on Monday Night Raw. He's got 2 wins over Pete Dunne. He's wrestled Penta, or he's wrestled Kaiser, has Penta, so he's very familiar with both of these guys. Kaiser and Dunne, they set something up in the corner. Penta got underneath and brought them down with a big power bomb. We go to commercial. Penta used a Hurricane Rana. He launched Pete Dunne into Ludwig before wiping out both men with separate dives, one in one corner and the other in the other corner of the ring. So 2 dives for Penta. So we get about 5 minutes into the match. We got a "This is awesome" chant. Dunne managed to hit Penta with the bitter end, his finish. And Kaiser broke up the cover. Penta stepped off of a hunched over Kaiser and hit Dunne with a Canadian Destroyer, which looked great. Penta then super kicked Kaiser and set up Dunne for his finish, but Kaiser threw Penta out of the ring and nailed Pete Dunne with one of the most devastating DDTs that I've seen all year, and he planted Dunne right on top of his head. He pins Pete Dunne. He covers him 1, 2, 3, and Ludwig Kaiser gets the victory over Pete Dunne and Penta in this triple threat match. I don't know exactly where they're going into WrestleMania with all three of these guys, but I said I could see Kaiser, I could see Dunne, I could see Penta, I could see Dominic, Braun Breaker, and Sheamus all vying for an Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. I could see it because it was several weeks ago where Braun Breaker went to Adam Pearce and said, we need to talk about what we're doing with my title and the lack of respect that this brand and you are showing me and this title. I need competition. Now, Braun has had stare downs with Penta. He's also had stare downs with AJ. They replayed that tonight later in the show. I would take a Braun versus AJ match. They didn't really do much of anything tonight with AJ, but I would absolutely go for that at WrestleMania. I just don't know where they are officially going. They haven't solidified plans yet for any of these men. Then we get AJ and Logan Paul. That's also being teased. They have a little interaction between those two guys. I don't know exactly where they're all going, unless Logan Paul gets added to this Intercontinental Championship mix along with AJ, and we get 8 men in some sort of ladder match at WrestleMania. Again, I don't really care for it because it's just sloppy and it's just lazy. It's creatively lazy. I would rather a one-on-one match for Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. So I don't really know where they're going, but Ludwig is still in the hunt. Penta's going to be in the hunt because he's undefeated as a singles. I'm assuming Sheamus is going to get back involved. He's not going to be, not on the WrestleMania card. So I could see a multi-man match certainly playing out for the Intercontinental Championship going into WrestleMania. And this was pretty fun. I did enjoy this for the 9 or 10 minutes that it was. And Ludwig gets the upset victory over Penta and Pete Dunne. Jackie Redmond interviewed Rhea Ripley. They were in the fans, the upper deck with the fans. This is becoming a normal thing on Monday Night Raw. Jackie Redmond's interviewed CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. Now she's interviewing Rhea Ripley here. Rhea Ripley shows up there. They briefly play her theme music. I don't know why. It literally played for 5 seconds and then they cut it off. She asks how she is managing to prepare for the title defense next week against IYO, with the Chamber looming on Saturday. Ripley said after Saturday, IYO's name will be added to the names on the list of fallen opponents from the last 5 years. IYO walked up to both Jackie Redmond and Rhea Ripley and said she'll beat her on Saturday, and she is going to go to WrestleMania as the Women's World Champion. I don't know if that is going to happen, but I am going to be a betting man and say no. No, IYO is not going to the show in Las Vegas at WrestleMania 41 as the Women's Champion. Do I think she will be in the Women's Championship match at WrestleMania? I do. I do think that we are going to get Bianca Belair or Liv Morgan. I know, Jason, we talked about this on Tuesday's TNT last week. We'll probably do Chamber predictions tomorrow. He's going Liv. I'm going Bianca. I think Bianca gets the win. I think Bianca and Rhea Ripley happens at WrestleMania. I think IYO gets, again, fucked over on Monday. And I do think we end up with a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. That's just my prediction. God forbid we get Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley again. Nobody wants to see that again. But I do think that we're going to get IYO in some championship fashion at WrestleMania. The New Day. The New Day made their ring entrance. And they cut a promo, which I did not see because I don't have a VPN. I don't know what they said. I don't know what was said in the arena. I don't know. Basically, the New Day cut a promo during the break where they really didn't say anything new at all from what I was told. And they basically told the fans that they should be grateful that they are here. They didn't do anything wrong. You should be thanking us, blah, blah, blah. So they wrestled Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, the LWO. This match went 5 minutes. They didn't really do much of anything here. LWO set up for a double team move. Kingston raked Del Toro's eyes. Woods, at this point, distracted the referee. Kingston tossed Wilde from the ring. New Day gave Del Toro the up, up, down, down, which is their backbreaker diving foot stomp combo. And they got the 1, 2, 3. So the New Day takes out Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Dragon Lee ran out to make the save. He got a little offense on the New Day, but he eventually got taken out as well, and the New Day beat him up. I don't know what more you want me to say. You know, we can sit here and say, oh, well, JD is a Triple H shill. JD, Triple H. What the fuck are we doing with the New Day, bro? Why does the New Day feel so insignificant after their heel turn on Big E? What are we doing? Where are we going? I mean, I don't... Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just us. Maybe we don't see the vision. Do they have any concrete plan for WrestleMania? I mean, from what I see, they got nothing. They beat up Ray. They beat up Joaquin. They beat up Cruz del Toro. Now they beat up Dragon Lee. What else is there for them to do? What else is there for them to do? The other question is, why, from that moment on, and the 10-year New Day celebration episode of Raw, why have they done nothing with the New Day? They have basically advanced zero of the story. And you want me to sit here and be excited about the New Day? Remember when everybody was excited about the New Day and the heel turn and the heat that they were getting? They have completely killed that off. It's dead. It's dead. It's not new. It's not fresh. It's not exciting. The only thing that now remains is a shittier theme song. Creative really needs to... I don't know, man. Creative really needs to be taken a look at here. Because whatever the fuck they're doing with the New Day after such a tremendous heel turn, it's creative fucking incompetence. I don't know what we're doing. And honestly, I couldn't even be bothered to care. That's the worst part of it. Finn Balor. He's backstage with Dominic Mysterio. He told Dominic that last week was the most embarrassing day in the history of the Judgment Day, and it's all Dominic's fault. Dom said Balor only had a qualifying match because of him, and Balor lost that. So Dom is basically telling him that he got the match with Rollins as a qualifying match for the Chamber, and Balor fucked it up. Dominic said they needed a new member in the Judgment Day. I don't know if there will be a new member, but this is now like a third or fourth week in a row where Dominic has now mentioned a new member of the Judgment Day. So the fact that they keep repeating that one thing, I'm assuming we're eventually going to get a new member of the Judgment Day, but I don't really know who that new member of the Judgment Day could be. Everybody's pointing the finger of new member to Malachi Black, or in this case, Aleister Black. Does Aleister Black take over the Judgment Day? I don't know. I don't really know. Do you want him to take over the Judgment Day? They're like borderline comedy gimmick, comedy act. Nobody takes them seriously anymore. Will their luck turn around with a returning Aleister Black to the fold? I don't know. How are you going to have Aleister Black in the same group as Carlito Cool? That's what I want to know. How's that going to work out? It's the third week, fourth week in a row now he mentioned it. I don't know. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez interrupted. Morgan couldn't believe that they were still fighting. She doesn't want these two to fight anymore. She says they have a big week coming up. Tag team title match tonight. Morgan says they would bring gold to the Judgment Day, which they did. And she is in the chamber. And she is going to win the chamber. So it's a big week for the Judgment Day. Liv is more of a leader than Balor is at this point. Liv winning the tag team championships tonight with Raquel Rodriguez is not going to make Balor look good at all. So whatever happened tonight, Balor is probably going to get chewed out next week. And deservedly so, because he's nothing more than Pin Balor, apparently. This is what Solomonster calls him, Pin Balor. Now, Dominic, Liv, and Raquel all have a reason to say, you know what, Finn? Shut the fuck up. You're going to listen to us now. We're basically 1 foot in the grave of Balor getting the boot from Judgment Day. Balor says they should be worried after what they did to Jade Cargill. Morgan says they were not involved, but they would still handle Bianca and Naomi. Morgan told Balor to get on the same page with Dom and help him against Braun Breaker. Balor says they would handle their business, and Morgan says that they will handle theirs. Kathy Kelly interviewed AJ Styles during the break. Styles says he always had a target on his back, but that meant he was doing something right. Logan Paul interrupted. Logan Paul thought Styles was going to retire after getting hurt or after getting embarrassed by him in the Rumble. Styles said Paul did eliminate him, but that's how the Rumble works. Styles invited him to try it again. Paul says he was too busy, but he admired Styles for not giving up, even though he probably should. Now, unless we get Logan Paul just outright losing clean in the Elimination Chamber and there's no tease for a Logan Paul-John Cena match at WrestleMania, it looks like whatever I had pitched, Logan Paul and John Cena, the young stud, the young rookie, if you even want to call him that, against the aging, retiring veteran in his final year, you don't have it anymore. You're old. This sport has passed you by. I'm better than you ever were. You can't see me. It looks like that Logan Paul and whatever I had pitched for John Cena may actually play out in the same way, but instead of Cena, it may be Styles. Styles is what, 45, 46 years old? Still looks in phenomenal shape, pun intended. So I could see Logan Paul and AJ Styles having that same type of storyline. Plus, you got a little bit of a situation where Logan eliminated AJ from the Royal Rumble, and he's not going to let him live that down. Because Logan Paul went on to the chamber and AJ Styles did not. So I don't know what they're going to do there. We could absolutely get Logan Paul and AJ Styles in a one-on-one match as long as it's a good story. I don't mind that. It's a safe match. Both styles would work out great. I know we've seen it once before, but I don't really care about it this year. I don't mind it. I don't really care about it, but I hope they give me a good story so I do care about it. But again, if you want to get both guys on the WrestleMania card, I think that clash of styles would be a welcome addition to the WrestleMania card. So they may be onto something here. I don't know exactly what. We'll find out after the chamber if Logan Paul is going to be involved with any of the men in the chamber, or there's a development that happens in the chamber that leads to Logan Paul's match. They may just go back and have the situation with him and Styles lead to their WrestleMania match instead. So we'll see. AJ Styles is not 50 years old. Give me a break. AJ is 30 years old. He looks 30. He don't look his age at all, which is always a good thing. Gunther! We got a Gunther promo here on Monday night. Oh, my goodness. Gunther made his way to the ring. Yes, they did AJ and Logan Paul already. Yes. They have done it already. Gunther made his way to the ring. He told fans he understands that they can't contain their excitement because he will be in action tonight. I laughed. I don't know how you guys feel, man. When Gunther is like this and sarcastic and petty like this, I just find him to be very humorous. He says he was angry at first when Jey Uso picked him, but now he's warming up to it because he can embarrass the clown on the greatest stage of them all and end the Yeet Circus once and for all. Again, I laughed. I find Gunther to be hilarious. When he's in the zone, when he's in the moment, I find him to be very funny. He says he offered GM Adam Pearce a chance to see him in action tonight. He's the world champion. He doesn't have to wrestle, but he wants to give everybody a show. He wants to give someone an opportunity. And of course, he couldn't say no to that. Adam Pearce was never going to say no to Gunther. He introduced his own hand-picked opponent, which was Akira Tozawa. He says he's giving Tozawa the chance of a lifetime. Tozawa came out with Otis and Maxine. Gunther says he chose Akira because he was irritated by his TikTok dances, his silly TikToks, And he was going to give him the opportunity to see what he's truly made of. McAfee went on to say, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, this went as predictable as you may expect. But honestly, if I'm being upfront and honest with you, I probably enjoyed this match more than anything else on the show. Just because of the clash of styles, the David versus Goliath situation that Akira Tozawa and Gunther had. You know, the big, hopeful pinfall that got everybody to fucking believe. I love that type of shit, man. Listen, I'm a pro wrestling fan at heart. I love that type of shit. Now, we all knew Gunther wasn't going to lose this match, but, you know, Tozawa coming back and getting that 2 3/4 pinfall on Gunther was a great fucking spot. And then Gunther absolutely, savagely destroyed Tozawa to a point where, again, I ended up laughing because of how brutal of a beatdown it was. This was fucking great. I loved everything about this. So, Gunther dominated Tozawa. He got in one big hope spot with a big kick, and he got a big pinfall, 2.5. Gunther landed his Godzilla-like dropkick, or the, what does Michael Cole call it? The dinosaur-like dropkick. Tozawa countered a powerbomb into a sunset flip for a near fall. He climbed the top rope. Gunther caught him midair, applied a Boston Crab. Tozawa reached the bottom rope. Crowd popped for that. There was a huge knife-edge chop here that legitimately, I think Tozawa's flesh was seared off of the bone because of the chop that was from Gunther tonight. And then a big power bomb, lifted his shoulders up. He could have beat him right there. He did not, toying with him. He then applied a sleeper. And the sleeper, Gunther is so tall and Tozawa is so small that the sleeper, he basically lifted Tozawa off the mat and choked him out midair. And that was it. The referee called for the match, and the match was over. 3 minutes. Otis entered to check on Tozawa. Gunther attacked him and put him in a sleeper. Jey Uso made the save. Gunther retreated. They showed McAfee and Cole doing the yeet after Jey made the save and chased off Gunther. Cole says he just finished his workout on his watch, and fans were all yeeting in the arena. Again, I thought this was great. I thought this was fantastic. The hopeful pinfall off of the sunset flip into the near fall from Tozawa. Boston Crab, the big clothesline, the big chop, the big drop kick, the power bomb. All of it was great. Gunther legitimately took all of his frustrations out on poor Akira Tozawa. Now, I don't know how this made Jey Uso's life a living hell. He said for the next 8 weeks, he's going to make Jey Uso's life a living hell. But tonight, he made Tozawa's life a living hell. And again, I'm still invested in Gunther and Jey Uso. Gunther believes he is going to destroy Jey Uso at WrestleMania. Jey Uso believes he's going to win the championship at WrestleMania. Gunther also believes that this is beneath him, but now he's warming up to it because at first he said he didn't get it. The yeet movements, it's a silly gesture for silly people or a simple gesture for simple people. He doesn't get it. It's disrespectful to the great sport of professional wrestling. Now he's warming up to it. And now he's turning his frustrations into, you know what? I'm going to make an example out of you and set an example for the rest of the fucking locker room. This is my sport. This is my ring. This is my championship. And you are nothing more than a comedy clown. And when that clown beats him at WrestleMania, it's going to make for one hell of a fucking WrestleMania moment. One that will go down in the history books at WrestleMania 41. And it's going to happen, whether you like it or not. Gunther is losing the championship, and Jey Uso will be the new World Heavyweight Champion come Raw after Mania. It's going to be huge. Plus, also, Tozawa, the big come-from-behind spot. We've seen it a little bit with Jey and Gunther. You get a little taste of what's to come at WrestleMania. You think the hopeful spots were great here. Wait till you get them at Mania. And then wait till that pinfall happens and Jey gets the big Uso splash on Gunther for the 1, 2, 3, man. I can't even imagine how Vegas is going to fucking react when Jey Uso wins the world title. It's going to be crazy. Lyra Valkyria. She defended the Intercontinental Championship against Dakota Kai. This went 8 minutes. I don't know why this wasn't given more time to actually develop into an Intercontinental title match worth something. But I guess we can't complain about the 8 minutes that they were given. They're lucky they got that. Little to zero reaction for both Dakota and Lyra. Zero reaction. This is a problem across the women's division. If you're not named Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch when she comes back, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton, Bayley. This is a problem with everybody else in that division on the roster. Zero reaction. Something needs to be done. More reason to care. What that reason is, I don't know. That's up to the creative team. Get me to a point where we care about everybody else that's not at the top of the card. Seriously. Zero reaction. This match went 8 minutes. And whatever happened in this match, something resonated, something clicked with the fan base in Cincinnati. They got a chant of, "This is awesome." They even got a holy shit chant in there. I don't know what happened. Pick it up after the commercial break. Lyra, before the commercial, hits a delayed superplex off the middle rope. Crowd chanted, "Holy shit." They finally got into the match just a little bit. Dakota came back with a big scorpion kick. They traded cradles for a series of 2 counts. Lyra bridged out of a jackknife cover and hit a power bomb for a 2. This got chants of "This is awesome." I don't know, maybe Cincinnati felt bad for him. Lyra came off the top rope. Kai caught her with a big super kick. Dakota followed up with a big running boot and a hellacious chiropractor for a 2 count. They fought for position on the ropes until Lyra slipped out, and she takes Dakota off the ropes and delivers her Nightwing finish for the 1, 2, 3. And Lyra retains the Intercontinental Championship. After the match was over, Lyra embraced Dakota. She went for a hug. She raised her hand. They embraced in the middle of the ring. Dakota left the ring. Ivy Nile ran down during Dakota's exit and attacked Lyra from behind as she was posing on the second turnbuckle with the belt in the air. And she attacked Lyra. She pulled Lyra off the second turnbuckle, and Lyra's face hit the top turnbuckle. Hopefully she's all right. Face first on the top turnbuckle. Tossed her into the barricade. Nile laid out Lyra in the ring with a big move and laid her out and held up the IC title as the segment came to an end. Now, I thought that they moved on because Dakota beat Ivy, and that was the story that they were telling before the number 1 contenders match last week. So Ivy's now back involved. Ivy's still chasing the Intercontinental Championship. She wants to make good on failing because before Gable gets back, they all need to win the championships because that's the last thing he said. When I return, I want everyone with championship gold in American made. So now Ivy is positioning herself once again for an Intercontinental. I wouldn't be surprised if she actually beats Lyra for the title. I wouldn't. The Creeds get a tag team championship rematch next week against the War Raiders. So it looks like American Made has one more chance, one more shot to make Master Gable happy. This beatdown, by the way, was fucking brutal by Ivy Nile. Fucking brutal. Sami Zayn had a sit-down interview. And this was awesome. This is ahead of the unsanctioned match with Kevin Owens at the Elimination Chamber. Jackie Redmond interviewed Sami Zayn, which was pre-taped from earlier today. She mentioned Owens' video, where Owens was outside Sami's house as he was spying and stalking his wife and his kid. We've seen this on SmackDown on Friday. Redmond said something else happened this past week and asked if Sami wanted to share what that was. Zayn says he went to Owens' house. Owens wasn't home, but his mother was. KO's mom was home. She invited him in the house. They caught up. They talked. It was great to see her, and she was in very good spirits. Zayn got home that night and said he was ashamed of himself. He couldn't look at himself in the mirror because he didn't recognize the man who went to Owens' house. He didn't know what his intentions were, but they weren't good. Kevin Owens is clearly turning Sami into someone he doesn't want to be. He says he was ashamed of himself. His intentions were not good. He went to Owens' house to beat the shit out of him, but instead, his mother opened the door and brought him back down to earth. Zayn and Owens have gone through a lot over the years, but family has never been involved. Zayn says he didn't recognize himself, and he didn't recognize Owens. That's why this one was different. They were in a different headspace now. He understood why WWE wouldn't sanction this match. He admitted his neck wasn't where he wanted it to be right now, but they should be worried about what he does to Kevin Owens. This match would be worse than anything they've done to each other in the past. Owens better be ready because it was going to be a bad time in Toronto. There is a few great promos in WWE, but not many of them make you feel. Sami Zayn is one of those promos that makes you feel. There's always a different sense of emotion when Sami is involved in anything, whether it's a story, a match, a promo. There's just a different level of emotion. He brings out a sense of realness, a sense of human that many other people don't know how to tap into or refuse to tap into. And this one's extra special, and this one's going to feel extra real because this is actually his real-life best friend, and they have such a rich history with each other, not only before their days in WWE, but even in the WWE. This one is different because it went from Kevin Owens trying to prove everybody else wrong when he felt he was right against Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and everybody's against him. The machine is against him. Nobody's standing with him. But these guys main evented WrestleMania and fought for the right of the company to try and vanquish the bloodline together. The biggest looming threat in the entire company in forever. They helped bring WWE back down to earth and bring a sense of normalcy in the WWE. They did it together. They main evented WrestleMania together. So seeing where they came from and now seeing where they are today, going into Saturday, it doesn't matter how many times this match has happened. Everybody's like, oh, again? Another one-on-one match between these guys. Triple H is boring. But it's a natural progression of things, and it's even more emotional now seeing where KO came from out of the Cody feud and seeing where both of these guys were really 2 years ago. It's great. I can't wait to see this. This may be better than both chamber matches combined. This is going to be a fucking war. And the crowd is going to be fucking hot. Last time they were in Toronto, what happened? Sami wrestled Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. One of the best crowds of the modern era. You don't think it's going to be the same way for this shit? Man, that crowd's going to be fucking hot. And I can't wait for it, man. This was a great promo. Bayley was interviewed during the break until she was interrupted by Roxanne Perez. Bayley told Perez she could envision seeing her at WrestleMania, just not this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Roxanne and Bayley go one-on-one at WrestleMania. Bayley's already said she'd love to give Roxanne her first match. We'll see what happens. Non-title match here. Braun Breaker defeated Dominic Mysterio. He's out there with Finn Balor and Carlito Cool. This ended in a disqualification. Braun was on his way to wiping the floor with Dominic. One distraction too many allowed Dominic to hit a springboard senton. Another distraction allowed Dom to the 619. Dominic set up for a frog splash, but Braun Breaker hits his patented Frankensteiner. Crowd barked when he did it. Love it. Braun set up for the spear, but was yanked out of the ring by Balor and Carlito for the disqualification. Judgment Day beat up Braun Breaker after the match. Balor went looking for a chair, so Braun tossed Dom from the ring and speared Carlito with a little extra oomph on the spear. Balor tried to attack from behind, but Braun caught him and got in his face. Balor cowardly slid out of the ring to avoid ending up like Dominic and Carlito. Basically it. Dominic did not get the job done against Braun Breaker. And Balor did not ensure that Dominic got the job done. So, once again, Balor gets a thumbs down from the rest of the Judgment Day. Creed brothers. They hyped up Ivy Nile backstage. Kathy Kelly asked if Nile was trying to angle herself back into the Intercontinental title picture. She says, obviously that's what I was doing. Nile says the Creeds were going after the tag belts next week, and she would beat up Lyra every single week until she gets a title match for the Intercontinental title. The War Raiders attacked the Creeds, and officials frantically tried to break all four of these guys apart as there was a big backstage brawl ensuing. The first match was great. I'm assuming it's going to be more of the same for the second match. So I'm very much looking forward to when that match does take place. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, by far the biggest segments of the entire night. This was fucking great. Everything about this was great. I was actually surprised to see Cody Rhodes on Monday night even addressing what happened on Friday with The Rock, when The Rock comically asked Cody for his soul, for Cody to be The Rock's champion. A lot of people were confused, as was I. You guys were confused. But a lot of confusion led to people shitting on the segment. Was it a perfect segment? The answer is no. Did The Rock go long-winded in the segment? Yes, he did. It could have been shaved at least 7 or 8 minutes, and we would have gotten to the point a lot quicker. But The Rock likes to fucking waste time. The Rock likes to make it about him. The Rock's got to eat up a good chunk of television time. And quite honestly, it's on Friday Night SmackDown. I would rather see The Rock than anything else on the show if he is there on any given week. So what is there to complain about? I don't really understand. So it doesn't matter if The Rock went fucking 50 minutes. It's better than anything else that was on the show. More entertaining than anything else that was on the show. Regardless of that fact, I enjoyed the segment. I went back and watched it again for a second time. I enjoyed it more the second time than I did initially watching it live with everybody on Friday. I enjoyed the segment. I'm excited to see where it goes because there is a world of possibilities to come out of this. You all asked. Everybody asked. The community asked for excitement. You got it. He's back. He's on TV. The final boss is back. Not in the same way that we envisioned last year, but he's back. And anytime he's on TV, it's going to be must-see TV. You wanted unpredictability. You got it. You wanted WrestleMania season to finally feel like WrestleMania season. You got it. So what the fuck is the bitching and moaning about? Do you want everything given to you right then and there? I'm having a blast with this fucking shit. I can't wait to see what Cody says on Saturday. I can't wait to see Cody tell Rock, no, I'm not giving you my soul. I can't wait to see who does give Rock their soul. This is leading to something. You're not going to have Rock on television come back after all this time and ask for someone's soul and then not have it lead to something. I enjoyed it. You all wanted something to happen, and it happened, and you still bitched and moaned about it. Nobody's ever happy. The one big storyline that we were waiting for all WrestleMania season, you finally got it. This one thing, this one promo has made Saturday's show as unpredictable as anything. We don't know who's going to win the chamber. We don't know what's going to be said during the segment. We don't know if there's going to be shenanigans in the chamber that lead to something happening coming out of that, going into the match with Cody. We don't know if Rock is going to abuse his power and just say, fuck it, and blow up the plans like he did last year. I can't wait for it. I love it. There's so much to sink your teeth into here. And I think we have done a fantastic job, better than anybody so far, coming up with the two possible scenarios that could happen at WrestleMania. Cody's in the middle of the ring. He says he's pretty sure what they want him to talk about. He asks what it means when someone asks for one's soul. He says he can read between the lines and understand that Rock is offering him something big. He says it's good guy 101 to tell the fans the truth. He says he wants them to know that he is a very blessed man and he is not the only one on this team. This is not a team of one. He said this decision doesn't affect him alone. He says he has his wife, Brandy, and the rest of his family, including Liberty. His nephew's breaking into the game. He's got a mom to take care of. -1, Brody Lee Jr., the entire Nightmare family, and all of his students at the Nightmare family. And a memory of his father, Dusty. It all affects everybody. He said Dusty worked into his 60s to make ends meet, so this offer boils down to everything the fans knew he would fight and scratch and claw to get. He said The Rock is saying he can have all of it without any of the struggle. Rollins interrupts. And this is the right guy to interrupt Cody. Because he knows exactly what Cody went through last year. He was there. Not only on night 1 to see them lose, but night 2 when it was bloodline rules and he was Cody's shield. He was Cody's shield against Roman that captured the WWE title and lifted the black cloud over WWE. That was the bloodline. And Roman's 4-year title reign. Seth says it's been a long time since they've shared the ring. He says he could extend his hand and congratulate him on his last year's champion and how he can't wait to face him in the main event of WrestleMania after he wins the chamber this year. He says he'd love to do that, but he's not there for that. He said instead he wants to ask him, what the hell are you thinking about? He took his sunglasses off. By the way, he looked ridiculous. If Rollins is going to be in one of these serious promos and serious face-to-faces, can we not look like fucking Carmen Sandiego out there? Really? I don't know what he was dressed as, but come as Seth Rollins, not as some goofy fucking cosplay. Seth Rollins is still the best when his seriousness comes out. What are you thinking? He takes off his goofy glasses and said they stood side by side in the ring against the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, and The Rock. He asked how he could even consider selling his soul to The Rock. He said the fact that Cody didn't slap The Rock in the face when they were face-to-face on Friday says enough. He says he shouldn't make him regret everything he did to win the WWE Championship, and he asked if he's tempted by a bit or a little bit of a part in a movie that The Rock is starring in, if you're tempted by social media followers, or even tempted by a lighter schedule. He says that decision wouldn't be difficult for him. It sounds like the title is weighing Cody down, and the burdens of being the champion are now too much for Cody to handle. Not for Rollins, though. Cody then gets angry and says, Seth sounds awfully judgmental. He said Rock didn't ask Seth for his soul because he might already have a soul that is compromised. He said Seth shook his hand as he was turning to get surgery, and you, Seth, hit me with a sledgehammer. So really, that they brought it back all the way to that. After Hell in a Cell, Cody beats Rollins, went to go shake his hand, and he got blasted with a fucking sledgehammer. I know who you are. He talked about his history with the Authority, saying they drove people like him away from WWE. I know what you did to the Shield all those years ago. You were my brother, and you were my Shield at WrestleMania 40, and you helped me become the WWE Champion, and you ended up the MVP of WrestleMania 40. Crowd started to chant MVP, MVP. Seth felt bad. Seth felt really, really bad. He says, I'm not out here to judge you. He says he's out here to prevent him from making the same mistakes he made. Mistakes that eat him up and make him hate himself. When he said this, I went from, man, he's trying to lure Cody Rhodes into not making the decision because he wants to make that decision. This might have just been me balancing the idea of who's going to accept The Rock's offer back and forth in my head. He says he's out there to prevent him from making the same mistakes he made. I said to myself, well, maybe Rollins wants to make that decision for himself and doesn't want Cody to make it because he wants it. Then he says he's made mistakes that eat him up and make him hate himself. Then I said, maybe it's not Rollins. Maybe he doesn't want anything to do with that lifestyle anymore. He says he can make his own decisions. You can make your own decisions come Saturday. I'm not here to judge you. But the Cody that I want at WrestleMania is the man who came back to the company and beat him at WrestleMania 38 and then beat him with one arm inside Hell in a Cell. You're going to do what you want, but that's what I want. He says, I'm not coming for your soul, but I'm coming for the WWE title. That's the way the segment came to an end. Rollins walked out, didn't even look back. Cody just left standing there, contemplating what he's got to think about for the next 5 days. Seth says he didn't want Cody to make the same mistakes he made, and that he wasn't there to be judgmental. I thought that Rollins might be thinking, don't make that mistake because I want that for myself. I want everything that The Rock is saying. I want everything The Rock is offering you. But they also found a way for Cody to sit with it for 5 days and really hang on to this notion that The Rock is hanging the carrot out there. And they're really making you think Cody's contemplating the offer. Where we all know as a fan base, you, me, and everybody else, everybody watching me knows that this mistake that The Rock and Cody have on Saturday, this is the biggest mistake that Cody is potentially making. We all know Cody's not going to make that mistake. That is not ingrained in Cody Rhodes. But they're really making you think that he's contemplating the offer. They're really making you think that he's thinking about it. Sending Rollins out there. Cody thinks he's judgmental. Rollins is saying, no, I'm not here to judge you, but you can make that decision for you. You can make it if you want. I'm just here for the title. I don't want your soul. I want the title. I don't know. I like it, man. I like the narrative that we're getting, man. You know, Cody was really hard on, you know, how this affects everybody and how his dad had to scratch and claw and earn everything that their family has had over their lifetime. And The Rock is here to offer him, like the devil, offer him the world by doing nothing and shaking his hand. You join me and I will give you riches beyond your wildest imaginations. Everything that this world has to offer. The Rock is the most powerful man in Hollywood. He wants Cody to accept his offer. That's pretty fucking tempting if you're Cody, but we know Cody's not going to do that because it would be completely against everything that we've seen up until this point. So who will? Who will? I don't think it's Rollins, even though Rollins has a little thing in him that we've seen before in the past, that he is definitely that type of guy, but I don't think that this Rollins is that type of guy. I think that would be against everything that Rollins has done, and they would make and wipe away everything that they did last year at WrestleMania. So no, I don't think Rollins is that guy. I don't think Cena's that guy. I don't think Rollins is that guy. Priest is not that guy. Logan Paul is not that guy. It's either Cena or Punk. It's either Cena or Punk. And I gave you reasons for both. WWE is not going to turn John Cena heel chasing number 17. That doesn't make any sense. If the WWE hasn't turned Cena heel in 20 years, they're not going to start now in his final year. So no. Would I like to see it? Sure. I wanted to see Cena heel years ago. We never got it. I just don't see the benefit in that. WWE's got merch to sell. WWE's got promotional material to go at. This is finally, you want to make him a fucking heel? No. Not going to happen. McIntyre. I could see McIntyre being the guy. McIntyre feels fucking irrelevant. He's targeted the bloodline. He got eliminated from the Royal Rumble. He lost to Big Jim on Friday. Can't seemingly get his feet planted solidly on SmackDown. He's just in this, I don't know. He's in the middle of nothing. He's in this undecided period. The fuck are they doing with him? Does he accept The Rock's offer? Does Drew McIntyre become The Rock's champion? Do we see Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? I don't know. Could be a possibility. But that doesn't speak WrestleMania to me. It doesn't. Is that big enough for WrestleMania? There's either one of two things happening here. And I said it on Friday rather. I'm going to say it again tonight. Cody Rhodes is going to say no. So option A is The Rock is going to legitimately beat the shit out of him. Because The Rock went from babyface to heel, babyface to heel, babyface to heel. In that same, I mean, he turned more times than the fucking Big Show in that segment. Cody's going to say no. Rock is going to drop him right there with a fucking rock bottom. Rock is either going to do nothing or he's going to abuse his power and give himself the match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. If you don't want to be my champion, I'm going to be my champion. I'm going to take the belt from you. And I'm going to put myself in the main event of WrestleMania. It's going to be Rock and Cody Rhodes, Night 2, WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. That's option one. CM Punk wins the chamber. CM Punk wins the chamber. And I mentioned what I mentioned before. We get Punk winning the chamber. He cashes in his favor to Heyman. Heyman then goes and tells Roman, the favor is Punk wants Roman to take care of The Rock, and we get Roman Rock, and then Punk Cody. That's one option. Or we go back to Friday to what I talked about. Cena wins the fucking chamber. Punk cashes in his favor to Heyman to go talk to The Rock. Punk becomes The Rock's champion. We get Punk and Cena, night 1 of WrestleMania, and then we get Punk and Cody night 2 of WrestleMania. The winner of Punk and Cena gets Cody night 2. Punk, Cody, Punk wins the championship, and Punk walks out of WrestleMania as the Rock's champion, and we go off the air with them shaking hands and them embracing. That is legitimately the only thing I could see happening. Everybody else turning heel. Cena turning heel? No. McIntyre? Love Drew dearly. I don't see it happening. Everybody else in that? No. Rollins? No. We may end up with a situation where we get a double main event in both situations. Either Punk, Cena, or we get Rock, Roman, and then Punk and Cody. I could absolutely see it taking place. If you don't like what's going on here, I don't know why you're watching WWE at this time of the year. This is exciting stuff to me. Something as fucking bizarre and crazy like this has given you multiple different roads where it's still unpredictable. And it's made the chamber the most important chamber maybe in the history of the fucking chamber. We don't know. The man is back. The final boss is back. The unpredictability is back. The excitement is back. The talking points are back. Us dissecting it as fans is back. And yet everybody's like, oh, the shit sucks. What exactly sucks? Your expectations fucking suck. I'm as hard as anybody on this shit. And I am willing to look at it through multiple lenses. If you're not excited about the unpredictability that this now presents us, I don't know what the fuck you as a fan want from anything. I don't. Is it bizarre? Sure. Is it out there? Sure. Did they make a mockery of everything that they did on January 6th where Rock and Cody were drinking Terramana backstage? Sure. But there's got to be, I hope to God that everything we've seen is in some weird way it's all gonna fit perfectly when the puzzle is completed. I don't know. I like it. I like it. We'll see what happens. Saturday's going to be one hell of a fucking show. Just based on the story that's going to come out of Toronto, just based on that alone. Jey Uso consoled Tozawa, offered him an ice pack backstage. As he left, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory gave him a hard time in the hallway. Theory said whoever is friends with Jey apparently needs an ice bag. Waller told Jey that he thinks he's great because he has a word in the dictionary, but fans like him only because of that word. He told Jey to look him in the eye and ask if he thinks he's a joke. He said all the boys in the back know Gunther is going to roll through him and he'll get embarrassed on the biggest stage at WrestleMania. Jey said half the world is doubting him. He says he will beat Gunther at Mania. Theory then did a yeet with Jey. Waller yelled at Theory for it. Jey kicked Waller in the chin, and Jey did one final yeet. Are we going to break Waller and Theory up? Can we just move on, please? Main event. Main event. Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. This is for the Women's Tag Team Championship. This was very exciting down the stretch and even had me saying, oh my God. I wasn't on the edge of my seat, but there was a lot of interference to a point where I started crying bullshit watching this from my couch. A lot of interference here. This was fun, though. The outcome, I'm not really surprised by. The only thing is I was disappointed with the lack of a Jade Cargill appearance. I thought maybe I was foolish. Maybe I was a little greedy. Maybe a little haste as far as my attitude towards this. I expected Jade here. I thought they were telegraphing a Jade return. I was hoping for a Jade return to confront them after they lost. Got nothing. Maybe we see her at the Chamber. Maybe everything's going to happen at the Chamber. I have no fucking clue. But I expected Jade here. We got nothing. Belair and Naomi attacked Morgan Rodriguez before the match. They beat up Morgan around ringside. Referee decided to start the match once they were back in the ring. Morgan on her hands and knees, both babyfaces in the ring. They beat up Morgan until Rodriguez managed to save her. So we go to a commercial break. Belair hits a 450 splash after the break for a near fall. Belair set up for the KOD. Rodriguez right through in the eyes to get out of it. Morgan tagged in. They hit a double team elevated code breaker for a near fall, which looked very good. Morgan went for Oblivion. Belair caught her. Belair and Naomi set up for a double KOD, but Dominic ran down to ringside to distract the referee. Rodriguez broke up the double team. Morgan hit Naomi with Oblivion for a near fall. After that, Belair comes in and spears Rodriguez. Naomi gave Morgan a jawbreaker. Belair hit Morgan with a KOD moments later. Rodriguez broke the cover up. Belair and Naomi gave Morgan a double KOD. Dominic put Morgan's leg on the rope to break up the cover. Referee, I don't know, man. Every promotion, the referees look like a bunch of fucking fools. Dominic is out there. First of all, Belair and Naomi gave Morgan a double KOD. Morgan rolled to the ropes. Naomi, the legal woman, pins Liv Morgan by the ropes. The referee is legitimately within vantage point, staring at the pinfall. Dominic comes over, puts Liv's foot on the rope. He's making the count, and he sees, plain as day, Dominic put Liv's foot on the rope and does nothing about it. Nothing about it. I'm like, excuse me, what are we doing here? So after that, referee pretended he didn't see it. I know he saw it. Belair went after Dominic. Rodriguez slammed her on top of the announce table. Naomi used a slingshot dive to wipe out Rodriguez. Morgan caught Naomi in a roll-up back in the ring. Crowd was big time into this. They were popping for all the near falls. People were standing front row. They were all excited about this. Naomi hit a rear view. Dominic got on the apron. So Naomi knocked him down with a step-up kick to the face. Referee got rid of Dom, finally. Naomi set up for a moonsault, but Rodriguez blocked it, held onto her foot, and smashed Naomi's face against the ring post. She collapsed and fell backwards into the ring. Morgan quickly gets in, covers Naomi. 1, 2, 3. And Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez win the Women's Tag Team Championships. And that was it. Fireworks went off. Champs celebrated. Dominic with Liv in his arms, holding up the championships. Morgan and Rodriguez are now the first ever 3-time Women's Tag Team Champions. And Morgan is having another great start to a new year. She's now the Women's Tag Team Champion after losing the Women's World Championship on January 6th to Rhea Ripley. She's already a champion here, as everybody expected, going into the Elimination Chamber, where she will compete for a shot at Rhea Ripley and the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. A lot of interference here, but nonetheless, it was chaotic, a fun chaotic, and a big win for Liv and Raquel. But no Jade Cargill. No Jade Cargill here. I'm expecting we see Jade in the next 6 weeks on the road to WrestleMania. They got to tie up that story. You know what's coming. I mean, WWE's talking about it. It's going to happen, whether it's at the Chamber or not. I don't know. Maybe we see Jade in. Naomi and Jade are in the Chamber. So I could absolutely see Jade in the Chamber if that's the way. I could see her showing up and doing something there. I'm still going with Naomi being the number one culprit. I think Naomi's the one that attacked Jade Cargill. And I'm going with Bianca winning the Chamber. That's my prediction. All in all, this was a very good Monday Night Raw. A lot happened tonight. Great promo segment with Sami Zayn. Great promo segment with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Some fun in-ring action. New tag team champions. Chambers on Saturday. We're going to get a lot to come out of Saturday's show, and I will be here to cover it all with you guys right here on the podcast. I thank you guys for joining me on this Monday night. We're going to get into your super chats. Thank you for the 3,000 on YouTube. Thank you guys very much for all of your supports. Thank you for checking me out on X. If you guys are watching me on X, Shout out to my TikTok family as well. And shout out to my OTS VIPs on the Purple Snake. We are live on Twitch as well, so make sure you guys follow me everywhere. Off the Script is taking over in 2025. I appreciate you guys very much for all the support. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it with more coming this week. We'll be live tomorrow night. The Solemn Monster and myself live on Tuesday Night Titans, episode 84. We will definitely have a lot to talk about, so you don't want to miss that. Jesse and I will be live on Wednesday with the AEW Dynamite post show. And I believe the Titans, the Tuesday Night Titans, within the next week or so, will be sitting down with their first ever interview. We will be interviewing Jose the Assistant, ex-manager of Andrade and Roosh, the main guy behind LFI in AEW, Jose the Assistant. Interview coming soon. Right here from the Tuesday Night Titans. Let's get into your super chats. Tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Go get your free sample on me, courtesy of the podcast. BlueChew.com. All you got to do is pay $5. Shipping and handling. Get those super chats in. We'll hang out here for a little bit. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. ×2. He says, it's Chamber Week. One question. Are you ready? Indeed, I am. He also says, how was your weekend, my friends? Yeah, my weekend was okay, man. My weekend was okay. Hung out with my brothers. We had a good time. Once again, thank you, OTS Tribal Queen. Thoughts and prayers with our Tribal Queen here tonight on Off the Script. King Mo Jackson with a $4.99. WWE style does Penta no justice in the ring. His theme music was better in AEW. Nevertheless, he's my all-time favorite lucha. Ludwig is underrated. He is underrated. He is underrated. I don't mind Penta's theme. Could be better. It's par for the course with WWE music. Hardy Punk Steel Cage 09 with a $2 super chat. Kevin, Randy, Sammy as Rocky's corporate champ. No. No. Michelle with a 2. Sammy KO could steal the show Saturday. They will. They absolutely will. And Michelle also says, damn, that Seth and Cody promo was fire. Best part of the show. Scumdog with a new membership and a $20 super chat. Thank you, Scumdog. Hey, JD, what's your favorite Elimination Chamber? Mine has to be the 2017 Bray Wyatt. Yeah, that's probably my favorite chamber. That chamber was fucking great. Plus the moment. I think everybody at that moment wanted Bray to win the fucking chamber, and he did win the chamber, and when he did, it was just fucking unbelievable. Plus, that was the last real great thing from that era of SmackDown until it all went to shit. BC24, the $4.99. Can't help but feel Monday Night Raw. Dog has been mid this year. Not even close to the WrestleMania build last year. Listen, I don't want to make excuses for them. Friday sucks. Friday is just bad. Friday has just been bad in general for a very long time. But I think after the chamber, I think Raw is going to pick up fucking significantly. Hardcore Kevin, JD, who's your favorite mod? All of you are my favorite mod. Everybody that mods is my favorite mod. I don't have any favorites. Richard Cohn with a 10. Hey, JD, Raw was boring tonight. I like that idea you had. Cody tells The Rock to stick it where the sun don't shine. then tell somebody if anyone wants to take my offer, CM Punk or Randy Orton. Now, Randy Orton is not going to be... Listen, I've said this countless times. If Orton comes back and doesn't attack Kevin Owens, I would not be surprised, because Orton could possibly be sitting at home looking at what's going on and say that Cody is really the one to blame for everything. It could absolutely be Randy Orton. I'm not even throwing that out there as a definite no. I could absolutely see Orton. That would be a shocker in itself. Orton comes back and is the heel. But how does that happen? How does that happen? How does that happen when he's not in the chamber? So the winner of the chamber would have to be in a match with Orton on night 1, and then Orton and Cody on night 2. I don't... that just convolutes things, because Orton is not in the chamber. I don't see that playing out. I don't see that playing out. Hardy Punk with a 2. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was. Yes. Listen, man, Punk may be making it a little too obvious. He may be making it a little too obvious, but I'm still going with Punk. I think a lot of people would love to see a heel Punk. Chris with the 31 months. JD, my brother, 31 months. You cooked back on Friday. Absolutely love your creative mind. Drinking a Corona with lime. Cheers to you and your success. Thank you, brother. Triple M. Reset tomorrow. I got until Friday to do the dungeon with you and Jesse. Starting Friday, the Monster Hunter Wilds grind begins. I'll be on tomorrow, brother. Dungeon tomorrow. Michael Krause with it too. JD, you did a great job on the podcast on Thursday. Thank you, brother. Go look at the retention on that podcast. Go look at the views that me and Coach did on his channel, man. Better than anybody else over there. Is JD a draw or what? I think so. Soundwave 80s with the $4.99. Have you ever watched a show called Welcome Back, Kotter? No. I have not. Basic with the 23 months. Logan Paul has a punchable face. He plays a classic heel, much like Ludwig Kaiser. Logan is a great heel. I don't think people really appreciate the work that he's done. Gangrene David with a 5. 2/21/11. The night the build for the Undertaker and Triple H match at WrestleMania 27 began. One of my favorite segments I ever saw as a kid. Yeah. That was a great fucking... That was a great feud for the Taker at Mania. I love that. That Hell in a Cell match was fucking awesome. The ending of that Hell in a Cell was fucking great. I legitimately thought it was all over there. One of the few instances in all of the streak where I thought it was over. King Mo Jackson with a $1.99. OTS for life. 2 thumbs up for the GOAT. You are awesome, Mr. JD. Thank you, King Mo. Cornell Bryant with a $1.99. TV appearances this year. Rock 3, Cena 2, Roman 2. Rock has 3 TV appearances this year. He does. He's got 1 on Raw, 1 on NXT, and 1 on SmackDown. It's crazy. Rock's got more TV appearances than Roman Reigns this year. Wow. Ashen Chevalier with a $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, I know gay guys less flaming than Seth. Yeah, his choice of outfits aren't really all that appealing to me. Yes. Hardy Punk Steel Cage 09 with a $2 super chat. Batista EC10. Title Steel or Edge EC11. Insert SAT. Edge. $20-minute promo with a 24 months. I can see John Cena selling his soul for number 17. The best for business line really sold it for me. You may disagree. But I think you may be surprised. Listen, I don't think Cena going heel in his final year is the best way to go. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Baby Huey with a $4.99. Drew is a heel. Why would he accept the offer? Turning corporate should be someone people love who betrays the fans. That's more Punk or Cena. I'm sticking with my two predictions. We'll talk about it on Tuesday Night Titans tomorrow. I have no idea what Solid Monster thinks, which is the reason why the show is great. Marvin Malitz with a $14.99. Marvin, thank you for being here, brother. All the way from Australia, mate. My guy Marvin. Hey, JD, great stream as usual. I thought Raw was pretty good tonight with The Rock. Now back for WrestleMania season. I want to know, what are your top 5 Rock moments? Oh man, I'll be here. I would have to go back and really compile everything to give you a proper answer. The best Rock moment of the recent memory is him beating up Cody Rhodes outside of his tour bus last year. I watched that segment back more than any other segment last year. That was phenomenal TV. Mama Rhodes. That was just, the excitement that was from that Raw. That took it over the edge for WrestleMania season. Thank you, Marvin. Yeah, Rock and Sock is definitely one of them. The Rock and Sock, This Is Your Life segment was definitely one of them. I would probably say the Austin, he's going to check himself into room 316 and burn the SmackDown hotel down to the fucking ground. That's another one. That's a great fucking promo, man. So fucking simple. So simple. You could not script a better fucking promo. Gerald Davis with a 5. JD from Hawaii. What if Cody says thumbs down and The Rock replies, I expected that. That's why I have my champion. And Hikuleo beats up Cody. Maybe Zilla. Gerald, thank you, brother. All the way from Hawaii. I wish I was there, but no. We're not getting Hikuleo and Zilla Fatu. No. Joey Taylor with a $5 super chat. In my opinion, if Punk turns heel, becomes corporate, and joins Dwayne, it'd be the same thing he hated the Bucks for because their status as EVPs in AEW. That's what makes it so funny. That's what makes it so great. John Clockwork with a $1.99. Not even mad Liv and Raquel won, but why now? Why no Jade? I don't know. They got to get the titles off of them to do the Jade Cargill reveal. I thought Jade was going to screw them out of the titles because one of them did it. That's what my line of thinking was, but clearly we didn't get that. So maybe she shows up in the chamber. Johnny Bishop with a $5 super chat. Build to Mania is very interesting. Loving it. JD, what do you predict will be the first person to break the new announce table? That's a good question. I'm going to go Jacob Fatu. I think Jacob Fatu will be the first person to break the new announce table. Baby Huey, $4.99. Who do you see getting a bigger push after Mania? Penta or Fatu, and why? I think Fatu's going to get the bigger push because, obviously, he's family. Sean X, $8.30 with a $20 super chat. I appreciate your work, man. I vent vicariously through you as a fan because you get it. Brother, thank you. So, you know what? I'm going to give Sean X a round of applause. Thank you, Sean X. Love it. Hardy Punk Steel Cage, $2 super chat. Santino's 2.9 pinfall in the chamber was special. I remember that. I remember that. That was actually pretty fucking epic. There were a lot of people that year that wanted him to win, huh? Soundwave 80s with a 199. Have you seen the show Hill Street Blues? I have not. As you can tell, Soundwave, I don't watch a lot of TV, bro. I don't watch a lot of TV. M. James with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD, had a rough night. Big explosive family argument that got pretty ugly. Having this podcast definitely helped me calm down, so I thank you for that. We'll also be at the chamber, so looking forward to that. M. James, I know how that feels, brother. I know how that feels. I've been through many of them, brother. I've been through many of them. They never get any easier. It always resulted in yelling and screaming and eventually cops being called. Hopefully it wasn't that bad for you, but don't let it bring you down, man. I try my best to not let it bother me, but even now, living away from them, their actions still affect me, and not in a good way. Clone Force with a $4.99. Drew sells his soul by returning the favor. And in the summer, we get Drew versus Roman for the WWE title. Rock turns on Roman by helping Drew. I don't want to cut Drew short. I don't. I could absolutely see him being a corporate champion if they want to go that route. Maybe this is their plan to pivot and give him something more important to do. I have no idea. I'm sticking with Punk. I think it revolves around Punk and Cena. I'm sticking with that. Yet all these other names, then you're just going to muddy everything up. I think Jason and I will have a very good upfront discussion with everybody about where this is going. Sean X, $10 super chat. Off topic for a sec, but I'm curious. What was your overall opinion on Destiny, the final shape? I loved it. I play every day for hours. I was on it earlier this afternoon. I play at least 2 to 3 hours a day. I was doing some Iron Banner earlier. I thought the story was great. I loved the campaign. I thought the campaign was... I don't know if it was better than Witch Queen, but I would absolutely say it was number 2 of the most recent campaigns. I thought that was great. I think this current episode is really fun too. I'm liking what they're doing. Very much looking forward to the next expansions. Baby Huey, the $4.99. Whatever type of match Bianca wins at Mania, do we start talking her undefeated streak? You know, I forgot that she's undefeated before you even mentioned it. I think WWE keeps her undefeated streak intact. I do. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case if we get Bianca in a championship match. I don't know. We'll see. And Alan Alec with a 5. Could you see this setting up Orton's return and he takes the Rock's offer? Orton is one of the best ever, and him and Rhodes is 20 years in the making. Again, I could see it. I don't know how they make sense of that, though. Maybe Cena wins the Chamber, and Rock and Orton are in cahoots, and we get Rock leading Orton into Mania against Cena on night 1, and the winner gets Cody on night 2. Maybe that's the way. Cena, Orton, night 1, Orton, Cody, night 2, and Cena has to go up against the corporate champion. Maybe that's the way. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm getting out of here, guys. I appreciate you very much for hanging out with me tonight, wherever you may be. Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, and right here on YouTube. Sidra with a $5 super chat. What you get when you cross a policeman with a skunk. He says you get law and order. And did you know dogs can bark up to 500 times a day? Well, it's a rough estimate. Rough, R-U-F-F. Thank you, Sidro. I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow on TNT. And Eminem with a 5. Now that Liv and Raquel got the women's tag team titles, could we see a Twisted Bliss challenge for the belt at Mania? You got Braves at the series in October. As long as they're healthy, they got a chance. And yes, I could see Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss against Liv and Raquel at Mania. Guys, thank you very much for all your support. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Cameo, all social media. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of what's going on this Mania season and hit that thumbs up. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday Night Titans, episode 84, with the Solid Monster tomorrow night, 8:30, right here on the channel. Till then, I'll see you guys later.